Good evening. Welcome back. Vibin with Ashley Live Part 2. We were having such a great conversation with Emily Schultz that we were losing track of time, and I didn't want Instagram to cut us off. So we ended the chat, and we're going to invite her back in just because if anybody knows anything about Instagram live videos, they cut you off at exactly the hour mark. So we're bringing her back in the room to perform for us. So I'm going to invite her back in. Hi, Justin. Okay. Just waiting for her to come back in the room. Okay, I'm going to invite her back in. Justin, Colette, hello, hello. There she is.
Hello.
Welcome back. I'm so sorry about earlier. It's just we were in a good vibe, had a good vibe going.
No problem.
I'm like, if this cuts off in the middle of her song, I'm going to feel so horrible.
Honestly, I appreciate your foresight. It's not something I would have thought of. So.
Of course. So thank you guys for joining us for part 2 again. We were talking way too much the first round, so this is going to be the show where Emily will perform for us. So take it away. Do your thing.
Cool. All right. I've got a couple songs. Ooh, we're going to sneak this bad boy in here.
Yes.
Okay. So I mentioned earlier that I have been living away from my parents for a long time.
Yes.
As you'd hope, I guess, at this age. But yeah, it's been an interesting thing. I haven't lived at home since I was 17, and I'm 26 now. So it's a really interesting thing not being in the same city as your family during that time. So it's obviously a huge growth period. Those 10 years, you become a person, and yeah, this is just kind of a metaphor for my relationship with my parents, using my childhood house as kind of the point of focus. So this song is called My Parents' House. All right. Okay, how do we play this? In my parents' house, the floors creak. If you listen, you'll hear the boards speak. Somewhere beneath the stained sheets, it's our life. In my parents' house, there's a closed drawer where they stash their lives from years before. They put it away and close the door, left in time. The smell is just what you remember, right before some moments tender, shared down by the embers of our old fireplace. And on the wall are faded pictures. They've been there for 30 years, but they ain't going anywhere anyway. And it might be a pile of bricks and glass with the paint on chips, the foundation cracked, but it holds my life in a life that's past. Feels so distant now. In my parents' house, of home. And I think about how life has changed us, years away from roots that raised us, taking on those bitter places one by one. We spend our minds away from here and maybe get back once a year, and sometimes once a year feels like enough. But then you see that pile of bricks and glass with the paint out chips, the foundation cracked. I see my own life in a life that's past, feels so different now in my parents' house. Oh, 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 yeah, yeah. In my parents' house there are Mormons, a face to rest my cheek upon, and an open door when life gets hard.
Yay, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
The chat was blowing up too, so thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
What kind of tea are you drinking?
Throat coat tea. Yeah, I found out early this past year. I think this past year. No, it was last year. Oh, COVID is just like a whole 6 months of my life that I have like no concept.
I know, what the heck happened in 2020, right?
I found out early last year that I actually have vocal nodules.
Oh, wow.
Which suck. So I'm supposed to like be a little bit careful with my voice. It's I gotta do some good warm-ups, but to make sure that doesn't get any worse and hopefully reduce it as much as possible. But vocal therapy is an excellent thing, and I'm very grateful it exists.
Well, at least you know that you have it, because I mean, maybe there were times that you didn't know you had it, and then they were like, you have it.
Yeah,
Right.
it's good to at least be aware of my vocal health.
Right.
To try and do what I will with that and take care of myself and learn when to take breaks and know that I need to drink more water.
Definitely.
Which is really hard to do.
I know. Yeah.
Anyway.
You gotta like trick yourself into doing it. It's like, I think they say like you have to have like 8 glasses of water a day or something. I'm not even sure what that is, but
like which glasses? Because I can pound a few that are this big. I do shot glasses, no problem.
Yes. Awesome. So what's the second song you're gonna do for us?
So this song I wrote at the beginning of quarantine. And I was sitting in my backyard back in Alberta, and I came up with this chord progression, like I said earlier, just kind of, just the way that it made me feel really, I started thinking about summertime, and what summertime really makes me think about is, are my friends. Mm-hmm. Because often I'm not back in Edmonton during the summertime. It's usually just for Christmas. And then all of a sudden I was in Edmonton and away from all of my friends. So I was really thinking about, okay, what does summertime mean? And I started thinking about all these really beautiful, like evenings that many friends of mine have committed to. Mm-hmm. Where it's just, it starts out as just something chill, and then we end up having a crazy adventure that takes us all throughout the city, or we end up down by the water, or we end up playing a game of basketball at 3 a.m, or, you know, it's just all of these crazy things happen kind of at night in the summertime with my group of friends, and like not necessarily under the influence of things, like just it just happens just because of the type of people that I surround myself with, and it made me really grateful for them. So I wrote a song about it.
Aw.
This is called My People. So. my people. I think about the water. Summer nights in the fading light, sailing out in the open sky with my people and the water. And we gamble with the sunrise, moving through the darkness. We're breathing life in a memory, catching smoke in between our teeth, my people and the sun. And you and the cold and dirty, and it's 7 in the morning, and you ask it if it's worth it, and you know you wouldn't change it. These are my people, my people. When I think about my people, I think of little moments. We're running fast through the empty streets, letting chance be the only lead, with my people in the moment. Yeah, 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 yeah. And you and the cold and dirty, and it's 7 in the morning, and you ask it if it's worth it, and you know you wouldn't change it. These are my people, my people. Running fast through the empty streets, letting chance be the only lead. These are my people. These are my people, my people, running fast through the empty streets, letting chance be the only lead. These are my people. And family ain't always a straight line. Sometimes you choose, and I got to choose mine. No, 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 no. Family ain't always a straight line. Sometimes you choose, and I got to choose mine.
Oh, that was beautiful. That just makes me miss people in general. Just because like you have no interaction with people for several months, and then it's like, oh my God, yes, you have your friends, but then you actually miss just random people.
Right? I didn't realize how much of a hugger I was until I had to go back to work and like not allowed to touch anybody. Like,
Right.
love you.
From afar, from afar.
I'll see you later. Okay.
Definitely.
Wait.
So, I guess, so some of the people that are in here are from the States, and some of people are here from Canada. So how can people from the States support you on your musical journey? Like, what can we do from being in the US?
Well, I mean, there's very little that's going on right now for me, only because I don't have any music recorded yet.
Right.
So I would say go pre-save my record, but I don't have it out. So,
but it's right?
Pardon me?
It's coming.
It is. Yeah, so that's actually the really exciting news. With one of the beautiful things, many beautiful things about my relationship with my partner, in terms of our co-creation, is that he's a fantastic producer.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have some time set aside in November, December-ish, mm-hmm. where we're going to spend a couple of those weeks out in a cabin, and we're officially going to lay down my record.
Yes!
So officially going to record a 5-song EP. Yay. And that definitely, saying that you're going to do it like even to the point where you're recording the songs to the point where they're actually released is usually quite complicated, because then it has to go through the mixing and the mastering and all of that stuff. But no, music is coming. There is music. It will be coming. For now, you guys can just follow me on this Instagram page. This is where I update most of my stuff. This is usually where since COVID has started, I've started to do some acoustic live stream shows for donations, hooked up to either PayPal or just e-transfer.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could just follow me on Instagram, I'll keep you guys posted with everything that I do.
Yay. So other than Instagram, website, I mean, like, where else can people find you?
I do have a website. I am on Facebook as well.
Okay.
So if you just search Emily Schultz music or Emily N. Schultz, you will probably find me somewhere. I also have a little bit of music on SoundCloud as well.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm planning on doing actually right after I do this is throwing up a link tree and hitting you guys up with all of that stuff. So
Yes, because then it's just that one website that's like boom, 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 boom.
Here's all my stuff. Yeah.
That's the way to do it, because it's like, are you on Facebook? Are you here? Are you on Twitch? Are you there? Are you TikTok? So you just like, you could be everywhere, right? And it's like one step.
All the places.
With the link.
I did have a link tree, and then I designed a website and then had it just for that, and then I forgot my link tree. So it's one of those things that you have to do that you forget about doing. But yeah, for now, just follow me on Instagram, and through there I can lead you guys to all the other places that you need to go.
Yes, Instagram is like the main spot right now. So we're going to open up the room to questions. Any questions that anybody has for Emily, write them in the chat. She is ready for you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight.
Yeah, this has been fun.
Yeah.
This is a nice format as well.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, because I have like questions prepared, but then sometimes like what I have prepared, it just kind of like we go kind of here or there. And so we just kind of roll with it. So every conversation is so different than the last.
I bet. Okay, when is your next song? What is your next song going to be about? Oh, there's so many. Colette Marie.
Yes.
Okay. Where would I want to perform? There is a very beautiful venue here in Toronto. I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me. For those of you guys who are Torontonians, let me know what this is. I'm going to describe it. But it's right on King Street, and I like King and Simcoe, which is very close to here. It's kind of a downtown location, but often the symphony plays there. And it's this beautiful, like, you kind of walk around it. It's deceiving for how big it is, because it's this like glass domed building. And it actually goes deep into the ground. So it's this like kind of tunnely experience, like a large room that versus being lengthwise, it's quite tall and a little bit smaller. And it is phenomenal. I saw Tori Kelly play there once.
Oh, amazing.
It was just ridiculous. It was
What's the venue?
Pardon me?
What's the name of the venue?
I don't know. I can't remember it for the life of me. That's why I'm asking Torontonians. You guys know what that really nice venue is on King and Simcoe with a glass building like across from the Elephant and Castle. But
sounds incredible.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. That place is stunning. I would love to play there at some point. Yeah. Any other questions?
What is your next song going to be about?
Oh, am I playing another song?
I don't know. I don't know if that was what is the next song you're gonna write gonna be about, or
oh gosh,
like I don't know. Maybe that's you should go for a third if you want.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't want to keep anybody up too late, but
you know, we're here. I mean, until it cuts us off, which is another. Well, we started at 8:58, so it's gonna cut us off at 9:58, which is 40 minutes.
When I'm writing a song.
What's the next song going to be about?
Okay. Honestly, I have no idea. My songwriting can be very sporadic. There will be times where I don't write a song for a year. And there will be times where I write 3 songs in a week. But really that just kind of depends on what is most resonating with me emotionally at the time. One of the most recent songs that I wrote was actually inspired by a lot of the social justice stuff that's going on right now, and like observing how some people's reality, like for example, like BIPOC people, and you know, like how their reality has come in and out of popularity in terms of the justice for that, which I think is really crazy. So that was like sitting with me. I was at the forefront of my heart and of my head for a while, so I ended up writing a song about that. But sometimes, I mean, I'll just write a song. Like I said, I'll improvise something. I'm like, oh, this is an interesting concept, and I'll run on that concept. So I don't know what my next song is going to be. If I could tell you, I would.
But to be continued, right?
To be continued.
Okay, so Victor asks, who is one of your new favorite artists now?
Oh, there's a guy that I just discovered within the last couple days. He's an artist. His name is he goes by Magic Lantern.
Okay. And
there's this one song that came on. Man, I love Spotify.
Oh my God.
That's like how I consume all of my music. But this algorithm figures out all of the juiciest music for me. And so I was listening to one of these playlists that it created for me. And this artist...
Right? Discover Weekly?
Yes. The Discover Weekly. And then also also even just the daily mixes of the different artists that they put together in different genres.
Right.
And there was this artist that came on called the Magic Lantern, or just Magic Lantern, I think. And there's a song of his called Holding Hands. And it's insane. It's one of those songs that you put on to take a deep breath. It's beautiful. It's interesting, and it's feel good and unique with the way that he produced it. I just love it. So I would 10 out of 10 recommend that guy. Went on a little bit of a binge of his stuff lately. So,
because Spotify just recommends the craziest stuff, like, oh, because you listen to this, now we think you like this. So it's, oh my gosh, it's like they know everything about me.
Right? It freaks me out, but I'm into it.
I'm so
finding that.
So into that. And I feel like everybody else who's on Spotify like loves those features of like, oh, this is what you listen to, and here's what we are going to give you for Discover Weekly every Monday. So that's amazing. And like you said, daily 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it like categorizes them into, you know, the genre of the music you're listening to. Okay, Victor also wants to know, what musical artists do you sing to when you hear them on the radio?
Honestly, I don't listen to a ton of radio.
Yeah.
I'm really guilty. Like, I'm a Spotify rat for sure.
Me too.
Amen. I just really, I don't really listen to the radio. I honestly couldn't tell you the last time I listened to the radio.
Yeah.
Like, there are so many, I'm not a huge fan of trap music.
Yeah.
So I find it difficult to like listen to any radio right now because it's like all that's playing.
Right. What about like within the last 10 or 15 years?
Okay, 10 or 15 years, definitely lots of Adele.
Okay. Amazing.
I'm thinking about the radio. Adele. You can't help but vibe to Drake.
Well, yeah.
Goddamn catchy.
I have to like Drake. Like,
no, it's so catchy. He's so good at what he does. It's just,
he's phenomenal.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about the radio. There's one artist who is actually from Toronto, who's been doing super well. Her name is Lou Calla.
Okay.
And she's this amazing, like, sassy pop artist from Toronto. And she's had actually a bunch of stuff hit the radio, I think, recently. Lots about, like, finding love and also, like, body empowerment and, like, female empowerment. And she just has a really amazing voice.
Yeah.
Really unique voice. So I 10 out of 10 recommend her as well. She goes, I go by Lou on Instagram.
Check her out because I'm always looking for music.
Yeah, Lou is just L-U. So.
And then Calla, C-A-L-A?
K-A-L-A.
K-A-L-A. Okay.
Yeah. Lou Calla. She's so sick. And she's also really nice, too. So.
Have you met her, or have you just heard her on the radio?
Yeah, we've kind of like met here and there throughout the music scene in Toronto. Yeah, super talented, really nice person. I was in one of her music videos. Like, she's great. She's great. She's
okay. So you know her like that. Okay.
Yeah, like, we're not like super close, but we know each other. So yeah.
Okay. Do you think if you were in the singing now as a singer that you would have blew up huge then faster?
Oh man, that's honestly, I think about that stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I did a showcase, not a showcase. I did a production back in November with a theater company here in Toronto called Soulpepper. And they do this beautiful thing called a concert series where they'll design a show around the music of a specific artist or like kind of like a specific era.
Right.
And the show that I did was called Riverboat Coffee House. And it was about a coffee house here in Toronto during the 60s and 70s. And all of these amazing, like, iconic artists, like singer-songwriters, musicians, passed through this tiny, tiny coffee house, like not even liquor licensed coffee house. And they would do residencies, and a lot of the music that I sang in that show was was Joni Mitchell.
Amazing.
And she's iconic, and she's amazing, and her songwriting and her poetry is just on another level. But sometimes I do think about that. I'm like, man, if I was writing exactly the stuff that I'm writing now, having all of the same experiences, but it was just picked up and plopped into the 60s and 70s, would it have been considered iconic as well?
Yeah.
Or like, is the market just super overflooded, or has I don't know.
Yeah.
It's something that I think about. I don't know if I can consider myself to be among the greats, but I think I'm doing okay.
I think you're doing.
I like my own music, so I don't know. It is an interesting concept. It's a really good question.
Yeah, definitely a great question. I mean, I found you on Instagram. I'm like, oh my gosh, who is this girl? And it's like, of course, she's up in Toronto. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Instagram has brought us together and is like a worldwide thing. Okay, so Kinda Georgia says, favorite song to cover?
Favorite song to cover is probably I'm on Fire. Yeah. Either I'm on Fire or Fast Car by Tracy Chapman.
Oh yes, Fast Car. Yeah.
Either one.
Yeah.
Just, like I said, they're just really iconic. Who sang I'm on Fire first?
I don't know.
Was that Neil Young?
Oh, I really don't know. Is anybody in the chat know? It can
horrible.
Get some light on
it. I think it's Neil Young. Anyway, that's probably my favorite song to cover.
Awesome. Very cool. Does anybody else have any more questions? Oh, have you ever just sang at an open mic and people freak out because I think you're great?
Aw. Thanks, that's so sweet. Honestly, that's when I think back to like the start, very, very, very start of music for me in front of people. There was it all comes back to open mics.
Yeah.
There was this when I must have been 8 or 9. But my uncle, he plays guitar. He jams a lot, and they're good friends with a lot of the people in the folk community. And there was this open mic he used to run at. This is hilarious for all of you Americans that are joining in. So there is a bagel chain called the Great Canadian Bagel, and I don't even know if it exists anymore, but there's one in Edmonton where there was this open mic, and that's actually where it all started. I remember my very first open mic, I sang Down to the River to Pray by Alison Krauss off of, what is that movie? The Soggy Bottom Boys. What is it?
No idea.
Oh man. Anyway, it was off of a record. So yeah, I don't know. Open mics have been really important in my life. I think they're really humbling.
Definitely.
So yeah. Any other questions from anyone? Can answer for you guys.
Do we want Emily to sing another song?
I do have a guitar here.
She does.
All right. You know what? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'll sing a cover for you. Why not?
Yeah.
Since I've been talking about it. Okay. Here. Okay. Yay.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. Great. We're going to sing a song.
Yeah.
Okay, this is one of my favorite songs to cover. Here we go. Hey, pretty girl, is your daddy home? You go and leave all alone now. I got a bad desire. Oh, I'm tell me now, baby, is it good to you? Can you do the other things that I do all night? I could take you higher. Oh, I'm on fire. Oh, I'm on fire. Sometimes it's like someone took a knife, baby, edgy and dull, and put a 6-inch valley through the middle of my skull. And at night I wake up with my sheets soaking wet and a freight train through the middle of my head. You cool my desire. Oh, I'm on fire. Oh, I'm on fire. Oh, sometimes it's like someone took a knife, baby, edgy and dull, and cut a 6-inch valley through the middle of my soul. And at night I wake up with my sheets soaking wet and a freight train in the middle of my head. Cool my desire. Oh, I'm on fire. Oh, I'm on fire. Ooh, oh, I'm on fire.
Yay! That was beautiful. And what song was that?
I'm on fire. I'm pretty sure it's by Neil Young.
It's going to come to you as soon as we hang up and you're like, yes.
Like that person.
Awesome. So does anybody have any last minute questions for Emily?
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining. And you're really appreciate it.
It's been great playing for you guys. This is, I mean, like we've talked about, it's been a little bit of a difficult time for musicians right now. So to be able to play for you guys virtually in any kind of way, it's really special for me. So thank you for taking the time. And thank you, Ashley, for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. So where can people see you in the next month? Do you have anything on your calendar, like any virtual things, or I'm sure you have the sunset?
Yeah, I'm a part of this kind of all-female artist initiative called Honey Jam, and it's based out of Toronto. It's this amazing organization. They're actually celebrating their 25th anniversary.
Wonderful.
And they're doing like a live stream, like massive showcase
Cool.
that's actually taking place at the El Macambo, which is this like historical kind of iconic venue that was about to open up, and then COVID happened. Or reopen up, and then COVID happened. So it's going to be one of the first shows that happens actually at the El Macambo, and we're live streaming it.
Nice.
So I'm playing for that. It's just a huge lineup of amazing artists, all female. And it's gonna be great. It's gonna be really fun. A ton of different genres, which is really cool. Like there's hip hop, there's rock, there's dance hall. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really, really fun. So if you guys want to tune into that, that's happening on October 1st.
Nice.
I'll be posting about it on my page. So
yes,
it will be a live stream. So I'll let you guys know exactly how to hear that.
definitely. Are you going to be playing any social distancing shows? So it would be that one. Do you have anything else coming up?
I don't have anything planned at the moment, but may try to throw together one last sunset session before it gets too cold.
I know. We're like winter. It's crazy.
I feel like fall, like September 1st hit, and fall was like,
I know.
This is my year.
You're like, sweaters. I know.
Honestly, my aesthetic is really happy. It's like, and I just got very, my husband and I, we ended up buying this fireplace.
Oh, very. Wait, that's a real fire?
No, it's an electric fireplace. But we're settling into the fall aesthetic and the fall vibes. So with my tea and my turtleneck and my fireplace. So
I'm digging it. Wants to know, what's your favorite charity?
My favorite charity. I don't know. I don't have one off the top of my head. There is, I guess, is it a charity? I don't know if it's a charity. There are a lot of funds that help different initiatives that I believe in. Like there's one, for example, that my family's pretty closely associated with. It's called L'Arche, which is actually it's a global initiative that helps provide housing for people with disabilities. So there are places for that all over the world, which is really cool. So I'd recommend checking them out too if you guys are interested. Yeah.
Definitely.
Any final questions for me? Are we tapping out? Okay.
I honestly didn't think we were going to be going for 2 hours. I thought it was just going to be like, we're done. But sometimes, like, when you get in the groove and you start talking and you're like, whoa, like, we're really vibing right now. That's why it's called vibing, because you have this vibe that goes, and it's like you can't deny it, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like
100%.
vibe of another person. So, yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking the time with me, Ashley. It's great to do this with you, and thank you everybody for tuning in.
Of course. And anybody who's on this chat right now, who's watching this live, or whether you're watching the replay, follow Emily if you don't already. Follow me. This is a series that's going to continue and continue. I'm going to bring you amazing artists. This is just the beginning, so it's amazing people like Emily, and then I have some past episodes as well. But please give Emily a follow, support her. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Emily, you are amazing. Thank you for sharing your gift and your story. It was so inspiring. And I definitely think during this time, like, just really lean into what you love and what you're really into, and that's going to be the answer for everything.
Thank you so much, Ashley. Yeah, I appreciate you doing this, spreading some love and light in this otherwise mildly dreary world right now.
I know, we just got to find the love and just the passion somewhere, right?
I hear you. Yeah, I'll learn some Dave Matthews for you next time.
Oh my gosh, wait. Oh. Cool, like Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah.
Lots of Lenny Kravitz
Lenny
stuff.
Kravitz.
Awesome. Thanks, guys, so much. Have a great night, and we appreciate your support. Thanks, guys. Good night.
Thanks, everybody.